Today's date is December 10th, 2014. I'm an organized gang stalking target. These terms can be Googled. This video applies for the next month and a half, 45 days at least, in reference to RR Colony 5 HA area. This includes, but not limited to, this is a prediction. The following things that could occur are not the only things that can occur. Let's see if anybody tries to claim they saw and or heard me or saw any of my property from a distance and then calls the police or anybody affiliated with this property and or volunteers for it. Now, you can go to Google and type in organized stalking or gang stalking creating homelessness of targets. Also go to Google and type in UCSD and Law Library, are they networking gang stalking? That's a blog that's filled with indisputable evidence. It's filled with it, but there is a couple things that's in it that the perpetrators literally put in it. Perpetrators literally put in it. I took it out, and then the last time I went back into the blog, I noticed that it was put back in, so I just left it there. Plus, I was on a time crunch that day, so I didn't have time to fool with it. Now, the point being is this. I'm a human trafficking target. I'm also a target for illegal syndicated probate control for racketeering, insurance fraud, and human trafficking. That targets are put in pertaining to the environments they're put in once the illegal syndicated probate control is taken. Make no mistake about this is organized crime in the system. We're going to see if any arrest for illegal lodging or tickets occur towards me before I can legally and uncorruptedly, with no hindrances, appeal the decision that was made in reference to the November 13th illegal agreement that a public defender did in my name. Completely illegal. And what they did, the whole goal for them was to cheat me out of a trial while keeping on record that pertaining to the illegal lodging of my last hiking area and to put me on 3 years of probation. It was the reason why they did everything they did in reference to the August 27, 2014 ticket for illegal lodging and the illegal arrest on November 10, 2014. And I predicted that arrest 22 hours before in a tweet. Okay. As a result of me being a target victim and activist concerning the crimes of what is known as organized stalking, which can also be termed as gang stalking, I make prediction videos in order to be able to prove the criminality that is happening to me. Now, keep this video private until an event occurs. So you already know how to do that. My name is Leslie Williams. I'm in San Diego, California. Title this video, tag it, but make it private until an event happens and or until I move to the next hiking area, because this is only an emergency hiking area anyways. Now, the area that I'm staying in is completely dense. It takes me almost 2.5 minutes just to walk out of here because of all the branches and fallen trees and everything that I gotta physically maneuver my body around and through in order to leave. You cannot see this area in reference to, once I leave here, the exit, which is also the entrance. I have looked back on many occasions and you cannot see anything in this area. Now, I am already being gaslighted at this area with techniques that are extremely similar to the techniques at the other hiking area. We're also going to see if any homeless people are brought in this area, whether they're told to prop up their camping area close to the entrance, which is also the exit of the location that this area is in, and or nearby. This is done for psychological fear-mongering that I'll be assaulted by them, robbed by them, at least harassed by them from a distance. And it's also done for psychological anchoring, to anchor fear that my property be stolen as a result of them seeing me coming and going. These are the techniques of gang stalking, because putting a target in a non-stop mental neural loop about what's going to happen to them today, what's going to happen to them now, is intentionally done to produce anxiety, because anxiety wears out the mind and the body. And so, you know, all you gotta do is go to Google and type in gang stalking psychological operations. You wouldn't believe how many, there's hundreds of targets all over the internet literally titling their blogs gang stalking psychological operations. So basically the arrest and the illegal lodging ticket was done in order to put me on, in order to illegally, and the illegal decision that the public defender made in my name, which I didn't even know about until December 1st when I went down to court to request a trial. That's when I found out that on November 13th he consolidated both cases and put me on 3 years probation when I thought it was just for the November 10th arrest. That's right. I even told him that I got a ticket for 8/27/2014, and he said, "Oh, really?" I go, "Well, I'm going to appeal what you're doing right now, and then when I go to trial for the August 27th, and then when I go to arraignment for August 27th ticket, I'll just ask for a trial." And he says, "Well, that's your right. You can do that." And then you know what the little bitch did after I left his presence? He consolidated both tickets together, and made it appear that the agreement that I made with him on the 13th that I planned on appealing was actually an agreement that tied both tickets in together. They did it so they could put me on 3 years probation. Now, I'm a whistleblower. My name is Leslie Williams, and you would not believe what I know. Now, one of the ways that they attempt to take the syndicated probate control is by trying to claim that the target's crazy because they think they're being stalked by people they don't know, even though they are. The target's homeless and won't get out of it even though they got a fixed income, even though they're the ones who create the homelessness. Google that. Their schemes. And so basically what they'll do is they repeat these things throughout a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 year period so they can make it appear when they petition the state to take a legal syndicated probate control that the target has a long history of this mental illness that they're trying to label the target as having, and that they can't take care of themselves because they continue to be homeless over a long period of time. This is literally how it works. So now that I'm on probation until I can appeal this decision that was illegally and criminally made, which they know I'm going to be doing because cyber surveillance is a method of gang stalking, and I'm all over the internet researching online where the public offender's office is, the steps I got to go to in the offices I got to go to fill out the paperwork for the appeals. When they see me doing that, what they did is threatened. So what they're going to do is create another incident or use, no matter how it comes about, when I get another illegal lodging ticket and or arrest, it's designed in order to basically entrap me in the courts because it's the documentation they use for the illegal syndicated probate control. If they see that I'm fighting it by appealing the decision and then as a result of the appeal asking for a trial pertaining to what's already happened,